Hello, Internet. It is I, Malik Aaron, and welcome back to the channel. Episode 235. Yes, I know. I'm making this video super late. And the reason for that, not gonna lie, I procrastinated quite a bit. Like, I've had a long day. I'm tired. So when it came to this video, I was just like, hey, I'll do it later. Then several hours went by. And then it went past midnight, and I was like, okay, no more horsing around. I actually have to make this video. Okay, because things actually happened. I mean, it's not like nothing's like here is like monumental or anything, but it is fairly interesting. So let's begin with what happened, well, I guess 2 days ago with Mickey 17. So, as you know, this movie being, directed by Bong Joon-ho, I'm hoping I said that right. The guy behind, Parasite, which, won the Oscars back in 2020. His next movie was supposed to come out this year. It was supposed to be, I think it was late March, like the 29th of this year. And then it got, you know, what's the oh, my train of thought is failing me. It got yeeted. There we go. It got yeeted from the calendar. So it was in the ether for quite a bit, for about a month. And I was wondering, okay, what's gonna happen to this? Is this gonna have the same fate as like Salem's Lot, a movie that was put in the ether 2 years ago and has yet to be released? But no, this actually has a new release date. Next year. Yeah. So it's going to be coming out January 31st, 2025. Yeah. And as the article says, a very odd date. It's very weird. But apparently there's a reason. And, according to this, the studio went with this date is the reason why the studio went with this date is to play off Lunar New Year in South Korea. So clearly, they want to. I guess they want some. I guess in Warner Brothers' minds, Warner Brothers Discoveries, their minds, they're like, okay, we could potentially make more money if we release this movie at this certain part of the calendar. Okay, if we do that, we can maximize our revenue. Might be, it's very much feels like one of those situations. But I imagine for anyone who was looking forward to this movie, this has to suck quite a bit. I imagine you all thought it was going to get delayed by a few months, not a whole calendar year. But I mean, it could be worse. It could be Salem's Lot. Okay, there are worse fates. But this definitely gives next January, a boost. I mean, next January looks incredible compared to this January. Like, this January had like two success stories: Mean Girls musical and Beekeeper. Besides that, it was dreadful. It was so bad. And so at least next January is looking a lot better, thanks to Mickey 17 being added. But yeah, for anyone who was looking forward to this, sorry. Apparently, it just wasn't ready. That's why it didn't come out this year. It just wasn't ready. Um. So yeah, that's mainly. Oh, there's the article about Salem's Lot. Stephen King's like calling out Warner Brothers for like holding it hostage, pretty much. Um. Yeah. So Mickey 17, this happened like 2 days ago. I decided I don't think I'm gonna make a whole cancel episode about just that. I'm gonna wait till more stuff happens. And yesterday, more stuff did happen. Stuff I kind of expected, but not really. As with first with Ballerina, got delayed by a whole calendar year straight up from June 7th, 2024 to June 6th, 2024. 2025. So literally 364 day delay. So yeah, that's rough. And apparently they want to do like more work on the movie, add more action scenes. And yeah, I mean, I kind of had a feeling it wasn't gonna make it. I had this feeling because we've had like trailers for movies that are coming out, after Ballerina, some well after Ballerina. I mean, movies like, say, I don't know, Inside Out 2, um, Quiet Place Day 1, Despicable Me 4, Twisters, Deadpool and Wolverine, Borderlands now, hell, Wicked, a movie coming out in November, has a trailer. Yet Ballerina has nothing. So whenever I see a situation like that, I just know it's a red flag. I'm just like, yeah, this is not coming out at this time, and it didn't. So yeah, this, I imagine that has to be a blow to any like John Wick fans out there. But you will get something on June 7th. It won't be a John Wick movie, but you'll get another action movie, and that's The Crow. The Crow remake that'll be taking over that June 7th date this year. So I imagine we're gonna get a trailer for that any day now. But as you know, The Crow, most people know The Crow from the '90s movie, from '94, which starred the late Brandon Lee, and that movie is, one would say, infamous for Brandon Lee's tragic death via a prop gun. So that whole movie, its whole its legacy is defined by that very tragic death. But from what I've heard, the movie is still very good. The less said about the other Crow movies, the better. But the original, despite the tragedy, is considered like a good movie. And with this remake, I don't know about. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any real thoughts. I need to see it before I make a judgment call. But I mean, you got Bill Skarsgård, Pennywise from the It movies. So I'm like, okay, that's an interesting choice. So yeah, I need to see what this looks like before I say anything about it. But hey, it's something. It could have just they could have just left that spot blank for. Well, actually, I think another movie already had that date. The Watchers, from I think M Night Shyamalan's daughter. But yeah, at least it's something. You could have just been The Watchers by itself, but at least like, is the girl from Lionsgate? I think it is. I believe it is. Is it? It is Lionsgate. So they literally just took one movie out and replaced it with another. So movie theaters won't be too pissed about that. So hoorah, I guess. And then one more movie. This doesn't have a title, but it's a Guy Ritchie movie that's coming next January, just like Mickey 17. It's coming out January 17th, Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. And apparently there's a Untitled Jason Statham movie that's already there. So something's got to move. Clearly, you can't have both come out at the same time. Like, that wouldn't work. It's never a good idea to have two movies of the same genre, you know, come out at the exact same day. It never works out because you risk not alien cannibalizing your potential earnings. So yeah, one of those movies are moving. But I mean, for Guy Ritchie, I mean, apparently he's gonna be with this movie will star Henry Cavill. Same goes for his upcoming movie coming out in April, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. So we'll see what happens. But I imagine Guy Ritchie fans, I mean, you've been having a lot of Guy Ritchie in the last few years. I mean, you had two movies last year. He has one movie this year. Now he's having another movie next year. I mean, if you're a Guy Ritchie fan, this is the time to be alive. You're getting all the Guy Ritchie movies at once. So yeah. Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. So now it's time to play that game. What will happen next? As if I would even try to guess at this point. But yeah, February's more or less done. March, Doom Part 2, the reviews are coming in. They are god tier. So Doom Part Two's chances of being a mega smash have dramatically increased thanks to all those reviews. So I'm going to be very excited to talk about that movie next week. And then I got the rest of March. I've been seeing a lot of ads for Imaginary, like way too many ads. Like I don't know why. It's really obnoxious. But the rest of March looks fine to me. April looks fine enough. I don't think I'm going to be talking about all these April 19th movies. We'll see. But I hope I don't, because that's going to be awful if I do. Um, and then you got May. Everything here looks fine, I guess. I guess there's Sight. I forgot Sight was given. Well, it's too late to talk about it now. So I might as well just not talk about it. It's too late. It's not that important on my, scale. When it comes to, ugh, stupid. This is what I get for filming this like at 1 a.m. This is what I get. My freaking train of thought just goes haywire. But yeah, it wasn't high on my it wasn't high on my list of priorities, to talk about. Okay. Like it's just kind of like a whatever movie to me. And then you got June. There's The Crow, replacing Ballerina. And then you got the rest of June. I don't know about Bad Boys 4. Part of me feels like it's gonna move, but I might be wrong. We'll see. But the chances of it sticking to June aren't the highest in the world. Then you got July. Then you got August. The Borderlands trailer finally dropped. I haven't seen it, but from what I've heard, it's basically just a Guardians of the Galaxy light. One could argue it's just Guardians of the Galaxy light, which isn't great, but I've yet to see that trailer. Maybe it'll impress me. Maybe it'll just look like shit. I don't know. I won't know until I actually see it. So, yeah. And then you got all these other August movies. Oh, Craven. Oh man, after seeing Madam Web, like I can't wait for Craven. I feel like I it's hard to say if it will be worse than Madam Web. I feel like that's a challenge to be worse than Madam Web. But we'll see come August 30th. I'll definitely be there to watch it because I just like making bad decisions for myself. Then you got September, all these movies here. And then you got October. Joker 2, that movie, I found out that movie has a budget of 200 million. Yeah, 200 million. That is over 3 times as much as the original. That is the fact that Warner Brothers want to spend 200 million on a Joker 2, yet they won't, properly release Coyote versus Acme. They don't want to spend any money on that. It's just pure lunacy in my eyes. So, yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I thought that was shocking, to say the least. Then you got November, all these movies here. Then you got December, bunch of movies. Then you got all these movies that are in the ether. Salem's Lot still there. Probably will never leave. Unless, Stephen King, bangs on their doors. Bangs on Warner Brothers' doors to release it, which is possible. Yeah, but I don't know. Coyote versus Acme, that needs. If that doesn't come out, that would be such a tragedy. That would just, oof. That would, ugh. I felt there'd be some rather extreme backlash regarding that. And then you got 2025. You got January. There's the Untitled Guy Ritchie movie. I don't know where that Jason Statham movie is. I guess it's just not here. I don't know. Then you got February. Then you got March, April, May, June. There's Ballerina, right there. June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And that's what the next year, well, next 2 years, well, this year and next year, that's what the next 2 years look like. So, yeah, so that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. You want to check out more videos like this? I got playlists on the homepage. All previous cancel episodes I made on the channel. You want to watch any of the previous episodes, all 200, well, including this one, all 235 episodes. You want to binge them all from beginning to now. I highly encourage you to do that, so go do it. There's also box office predictions, where I predict box office for movies. This weekend, I know I'm doing Demon Slayer. I know I'm doing Drive Away Dolls. I know I'm doing Ordinary Angels. I'm not sure about Tenet. It's re-released. I don't know if I will do that one. I'll I'll wait and see if I'll make a video on that. But the other three I'm definitely doing. So, and then next week, ooh, the big one, Dune Part 2, the movie that'll finally get us out of the hellscape that is 2024 right now. So, yeah, so stay tuned for that as well. But if you want to watch any of the past prediction videos I made on the channel, any of them for the past few years, you want to watch any of them, go right ahead. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. February recap will come out the first week of March, so stay tuned for that. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.